Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's me. I'm back with you for a quick episode. Let's talk about Bird Box. Uh, we're going to determine whether Bird Box is the right fit for you or the type of movie that you would like in case you're one of the few people that hasn't seen it. This is kind of a review to figure out whether or not this will be the type of movie that you would enjoy. Um, it's kind of hard to explain Bird Box. Well, I mean, no, it's not really hard to explain Bird Box. Actually, you can explain the whole movie with just a few short sentences. The problem with Blur Box, sorry, I can't even speak today. Bird Box is that it spends so much time on character development that it's extremely slow paced. Don't get me wrong, when the action is on screen, it's really fun to watch, but I know that they're trying to connect with you, to get a human emotional response from you by getting to know the characters. But when you're sitting there watching these responses from the characters, and the acting is believable, it is. Don't get me wrong, the acting is great in it. Sandra Bullock does great as always. The asshole, he plays an asshole just right. He's a good actor. Um, Salt and MGK in there, and that automatically made me just want to turn the TV off. I haven't heard of this fool until Eminem and MGK beef went on, and ever since I've heard about all that, I just don't want to see the idiot. So I wanted to turn the TV off right then and there as soon as I saw the guy. But so what? Who cares? He wasn't in there for too long, anyways. And I'm not saying whether or not he dies or not. Uh, Watch it to find out if you're an MGK fan. I'm sorry, he's just not my cup of tea, and I don't know. He just rubs me the wrong way. So, I mean, automatically that was a huge strike right then and there. But for the most part, the acting was done brilliantly and done good. The cinematography was done great and brilliant. But then again, at the same time, I understand that they're trying to do character development, but when you're watching these characters and it's going on for so long that you draw away from it. You're just like, okay, these reactions are taking so long. This scene is dragging out so long that it distracts you from and pulls you out of the movie because it's just taking forever. That's not a good thing. You see, with movies like this, they have a hard time of finding that delicate balance of having enough action to keep people entertained and doing enough to do character development. There are certain scenes in this movie where, yeah, we got the point at this particular point, but they kept taking the scene further and further with it, and it was too much. They could have condensed those character developments down and gotten the point across quickly and better and more streamlined. There's not a lot of answers to be had in this movie. If you've seen it, you know this. I mean, there's no conclusions. There's no what's going on. What are these things? There's no figuring out anything. Maybe that's to set up for a sequel or something like that. But at the same time, we'd like to have some answers, and kind of have some closure to this. Not just, oh, we went through this situation and here's a happy ending for some. And that's another thing about this movie. It's predictable. It is extremely predictable, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you can sit there and predict who all's going to die. It doesn't take no talent at all. I mean, you can predict everything that's going to happen. As soon as you see a character, you know what's going to happen. It's done. It's over with. The movie's played out for you in your head. And actually, the movie is played out for you at the very beginning. It, and it just suffered from it. This is it worth getting Netflix over? By no means, no. Is it worth renting? Maybe if you're bored or if it's something on that you're interested in, and you think you want to check out. If you're bored, you have nothing better else to watch, then yeah, check it out. Is it something worth going out of your way to go watch? No, no, by no means. If you like The Happening or The Mist, then you might enjoy this movie. If you enjoyed those two movies, then that's the only way that I can say that you might enjoy this movie. But for me, it was overly long. It was overly drawn out. It needed to get to the point. It had no answers, no conclusions, no nothing. It was a jumbled mess. It was predictable. It was everything I don't want in a scary movie. Maybe next time on the sequel they can find that delicate balance, but for this one, I mean, I get, the first movies are always trying to strive for character development, but they overstrive for it in this one. And it just really takes you out of the picture, takes you out of the experience that they're trying to give. And, there's been movies that have done this balance, and even video games have done the balance as well. Take The Last of Us, for example. If you're into The Last of Us, it had the right amount of emotion and action to keep things going. Um, let's think of another movie. You know, oh God, what was it? Paranormal Activity. It had the right balance of action and jump scares and emotional connectivity. But this one just, it's very rare when you have a horror movie that does that balance just right, and this one doesn't do it. If you enjoyed it, I mean, good for you. Enjoy. You know, put your comments in the comments section below and say why you liked it and what was so great about it. I mean, this concept has been done before from, some unseen force. I mean, the concept is nothing new. It's nothing original, so you can't come at me with that argument. That argument, I mean, I could go back to The Happening and say, okay, this was done before. Was it done better than The Happening? No, I'd say this movie is better than The Happening, but at the same time, I'd say they're on equal footing. Just slow, long, drawn out pace, not enough action. You know, it suffer from the same faults that The Happening had. But if you enjoyed The Happening, you're probably really going to enjoy this. If you enjoyed The Mist, like I said, you're probably really going to enjoy this. But for those that like that balance, so that you're not taken out of the picture and you can enjoy the experience as a whole, this probably isn't for you. Wait for a slow day to watch it. But y'all make your own conclusions. Like it, dislike it. Hey, that's your own. Personal opinions are like assholes. Everybody has them. Most of them stink. And, this is my opinion on it. Just like with everything else, hey, take it or leave it. That's up to you. Check it out if you want to. Don't check it out if you don't want to. That's all completely up to you. Some people will probably say that they love this movie, and I say more power to them. They're not going to get no more views from me or in this household, but, yeah, not unless they come out and do something drastically different for Bird Box 2. I just don't see us trying to even try to get another chance. I mean, they're going to have to come out strong swinging for me to go, okay, all right, yeah, I got to take a look at this. They got to drop a trailer that's going to make me say, okay, they figured it the fuck out this time. And unless they drop that trailer, I probably won't see the second one if there's a second one planned, which by the ending of this movie, there probably is. But anyways, do what you want to do. Check it out. Like it, dislike it. Hey, that's everybody's right. Y'all have a good one.